Hey friends, Katie Kim here, and welcome back to Real Estate Developer Discussions with Katie Kim. This episode is going to shift something for you, especially if you've ever said, "Oh, I just flip houses," or "I'm not really a developer." Let me tell you, if you're creating value with a piece of property, whether you're renovating a duplex or controlling land for a larger project, you are in the real estate development game. You're just not seeing the full field yet. This week, I kicked off another round of the new construction pod, and I'm already hearing it. I'm just flipping houses. I'm just building on a land. Let's take out the just, all right? But here's the real truth. What you're doing is real estate development. You're just playing in one of the 7 stages. So today, I'm walking you through what those 7 stages actually are, from controlling the deal all the way to leasing, selling, and asset management. I'm breaking down what gets produced in each phase, what decisions get made, and why smart strategic players pick one lane or level up and integrate the whole process. Because here's one thing, the most successful developers I know don't do all 7 stages. They master one. They stay in their lane, get dialed in, and own that stage like a boss. Others, they build full stack firms. They control it all the way from dirt to door keys. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but there is power in knowing exactly where you are in the process, what you're producing, and how to align your skills, capital, and your partners to maximize the value. So grab a pen. This episode is full of clarity, strategy, and real world examples from the field. Let's break down the 7 stages of real estate development and help you figure out not just where you are, but where you want to go. Let's go. Hey developers, Katie Kim here. Thank you for joining me on Real Estate Developer Discussions with Katie Kim. I am excited to come to you today one-on-one and talk with you about the 7 stages of development. Oftentimes, and I heard it many times this week already, and as I'm recording this, it's just Tuesday. And I say just intentionally because a lot of the times the conversations I have with aspiring developers have just in it. I just flip houses. I just do, fix and flip. I just do single families. The just needs to be taken out, guys. I'm just going to tell you that. And I use it intentionally. So I flip houses. I create value. I do ADUs. Every step of the development process creates value. And so when we start to dig into what are the different steps, there really boils down to 7 stages of real estate development that I want to talk with you about today. Because as we step into strategies, which this is the main reason why in the Real Estate Development Academy, that first meeting is your real estate development strategy. We have to know where your North Star is. We have to know where you're going and what you are able to accomplish with your time, talent, treasure triangle, your risk tolerances, and your goals. So one of the first things we start to discuss with you are the different real estate development stages. What is in your zone of genius or your passion lane? And what do you really want to lean into with your current resources and your risk? And where do we want to go? Do you want to start in one product type and one development stage and move to another? And why? So let's start with the foundation. We're going to take it all the way back to the beginning and really get elementary here. So there's 7 different stages of real estate development. And really they're grouped into 2 parts, land, development, and then the 7th one I call a refresh. All right. So in land and in building, there are 3 different phases. Okay, so let's start with land. That's the easiest one. We drive by it all the time. We live on it. A lot of us own it. We love it. So land banking is the first development stage. And land banking is the process that you can acquire land and hold on to it for a certain time period. A lot of times you'll see areas where you're going in to redevelop or regentrify, or really just maybe it's a part of town that has been overlooked and now all of a sudden utilities are being brought out there and growth's happening, and you contact those owners like, oh, I've had this for years. I don't know what I do. I just bought it because I didn't want anybody to come next to my farm, right? Those are kind of your typical conversations when you start to call some of those land bankers. Others are more strategic. They know where the growth is happening. They look at those growth corridors, they study where those big builders are going, and they buy property along those main growth corridors and hold on to it. Now, a lot of them will create funds. And so then that way they're not having to pay any debt to the bank and they hold on to it and they've put in the holding cost into the pro forma. So it's a whole strategy, risk tolerance, time, talent, and treasure triangle all wrapped in there, right? You see those different elements with land banking. Okay, let's go to the second stage. The second stage of real estate development is land packaging. Land packaging is obtaining the necessary approvals such as zoning, variances, site plans, and environmental studies, as well as all the other necessary analysis, surveys, studies to make the property attractive to land developers. Okay. Think of this as getting the property shovel ready or development ready. You've gone and you've done all the necessary approvals, so you expedite the time that a developer will need to come buy the property from you and start developing. We love land packagers. So we look for them in those growth corridors to expedite those processes when we have clients that are wanting to get in the game and start building it in their business and owning that property ASAP. All right, now we go to the third phase is land developing, the process of altering a site to meet the needs of a community, such as housing, commercial, industrial, recreation. I mean, pick your use, guys, any kind of use. This is land developing. This is taking it from basically having those entitlements to starting to alter the site to get that. Some people term this as horizontal construction phase, where you're getting in the water, the sewer, all the stuff that's underground. That could be land development. All right. Now we're going to cross over to the other side and go into the building. So the next phase is building development, the process of constructing a structure on a piece of land, right? Pretty simple. All right. Then the next stage is building management. And that is really the ongoing process of making efficient use of the operations of the building. A lot of times you'll see people go in and buy a multifamily building where maybe the owners haven't raised rents forever, or, they're installing new washing machines or coin operated vending machines or. That is a building management development stage where you're going in and you're adding value, you're enhancing that ROI. All right. The next phase is called building repurpose. This is also what a lot of people term as adaptive reuse. It's the process of converting an existing building to a new one. Now, if you are doing urban infill, this is a building repurposed. If you're like, what the heck is an urban infill, Katie? So that is taking a building that maybe is in a downtown development district. It's in those downtown Main Street areas that is vacant, blighted. And now we're going to repurpose it. Maybe it was a warehouse or office building, and you're putting a coffee shop on the first floor and maybe some residential apartments on the second. That's your building repurpose. That's urban infill in the sense. Okay. The last one is redevelopment of the property. And this is kind of where you just wipe the slate clean. And it's the process of constructing new buildings on the property, refiguring it, relaying it out. It may involve demolishing old buildings, renovating existing, constructing new, maybe in doing it on an abandoned site. Okay. It is redeveloping that whole property. And that's it, guys. Those are the 7 stages of development. Now, why would somebody go and focus on just one development stage? Well, one, it's keeping the main thing, which we hear time and time again in self-development books, professional development books, is focus on one thing and do it really well. I was actually in a meeting with a client this week where the EDC recommended we talk to them, and they are land bankers. They actually, him and his wife created this software that was amazing and loved it because it also showed it brought in all the GIS maps, it brought in the taxes, tax records, sorry, it brought in the comparable sales, some CoStar information, some tapestry information, and they have created this software that enables them to look at any piece of property, and it provides their target metrics right then and there. It was Awesome. And so they have really focused on those growth corridors. They do land banking and land packaging. They do not step out of that. They don't even go to the horizontal construction. Now, they will JV or joint venture with somebody who does that. Why would they do that? Risk tolerance and their goals and their time, talent, treasure triangle, right? It is outside their zone of genius. They're not experts in that. They don't understand it. They don't have the time and the bandwidth to do it. And one, they may not enjoy doing it at all. So it's outside their realm and it's outside their zone of genius. Now, could they figure it out? Absolutely. These guys are super, super smart and just aggressive go-getters and own some of the most attractive and desirable property in the Texas Triangle. So they know their stuff, right? And they're willing to joint venture with people that are in their inner circle. So they may go into a deal, but it has to fit their metrics. And that is really where honing in on one strategy can really dive deep on what you are looking for, getting that criteria down. Some people get bored in this zone. I can tell you the people I know that have focused on one product mix, which we didn't get into yet, but we'll get there, product mix, and one part of the development stage are masters at it. They own it. People in the industry know, go to them for this, go to them for this. So when you're looking to hone your craft, when you're looking to grow your development business or start your development business, slow down to speed up. Look at the real estate development product types. So is it multifamily, single family, industrial, commercial? What's in that zone of genius? What's in your passion? What gets you excited to play around with in that area? Okay. Some people like multifamily. Some people like triple net commercial. Some people like industrial. Whatever it is, start to become a subject matter expert at it. Start to really define those trends in your areas or those markets that you're looking to invest in, and start to network and grow your network with that specific niche. So in the Real Estate Development Academy, we talk about tier 1 and tier 2 networks and then your niche networks. Okay. So your tier 1 are your base core people that you're going to have with every deal. Okay. Tier 2 looks at what development product and what development stage you're in. And then it provides a list of these are the people that you need to really enhance your network with. And then your niche goes even one step further in where is your zone of genius that you're operating within. Okay. So this may be a lot for everybody to take on. So I'm going to pause there for a second. And I want to go back because I find a lot of times rewinding, going through the stages again, and looking at what the end product is in those stages helps people bring it home. Okay, so let's take the first one, land banking, potential developable land, right? Put two parcels together, that's good. That's land packaging, right? Two parcels together, some studies, some approvals, maybe permit ready, maybe. That's your land packaging, right? Land developing is where you really go all in to make sure that the land, the plan, the approvals, the studies, all the due diligence is done and ready to go. So a building developer can come in and take that piece of land and go without having to repeat any of those approval processes. All right. Then we get to the next phase, which is building development. All right. That's easy. Constructed buildings. We're going to build a building. We're going to build a multifamily. We're going to build a construction office for you. Building management. So that is where you buy an existing building and you start to improve the processes, improve the management, improve the systems, really add value, increase your ROI. All right. Building repurpose. This is where you're getting a worn out property and you're repurposing it. Think of value add, think of urban infill, those old warehouse districts that are so popular right now, rehabbing them into first floor commercial and residential up above. I love those projects and we have some amazing ones to share with you. Redevelopment of a property. So this brings home the Keller Station development that we're working on, where it was the former Department of Transportation headquarters. And it was a 7-acre parcel that had 3 groupings of buildings. And we went to building repurpose. We repurposed them to office, coffee shop, retail. And then we're also redeveloping that property by adding new buildings, adding new features, adding different aspects to the campus. So wanted to come on and take a second because we're not always going to bring on a developer and hear the war stories and rip off the Band-Aid. I also want to make sure that we're teaching you about development as well. And we have some amazing individuals that are going to be coming on and talking to you about the different tools that you can use in each phase of these developments, as well as with the different product types. One that I'm really excited to bring on next is Cheryl Heler with Pillar One Consulting, and we're going to talk all things financing and taxes with real estate, which those are such hot buttons and questions with my developers, with my clients. How can I maximize my return? How can I maximize all of my write-offs? And why am I still paying taxes? A lot of those questions are going to be answered in the upcoming episodes with Cheryl because we are diving deep, and we're going to go and we're going to talk about cash flow, profit. We're going to talk about all the reports that you don't want to hear about and what they mean, how to use them to drive profit in your business and in your developments. So I'm excited you're here with me. And I want to make sure that we're teaching, guiding, and then also sharing some of those strategies and scars. If you have any questions on these development stages or anything in general in the real estate, drop it in the comments below or reach out to us at katiekim.com and give us your question. We would love to answer it, love to dig into any topic that you're having paralysis by analysis in. And we look forward to being part of your journey. Let's go. The information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not legal advice. It's not financial advice. It's not investment advice. Real estate development, like any investment, carries risk. Before you make decisions, you should always consult a licensed professional, your attorney, your CPA, or your financial advisor, to name a few, to make sure you're making the right choice for your situation. I'm here to share insights and strategy, but you're responsible for your own decisions, and each situation is unique. So make sure you contact your professional team to give you your specific guidance for your specific case, as each real estate development's different and unique and has its own challenges and opportunities. Hey friend, before you go, I want to say this. If real estate development has been on your heart or on your mind, we've built lanes to help you walk it out wherever you're starting from. Just exploring? Start out with our free live masterclass. Ready to do the reps and build the strategy? Join the Developer 101 Bootcamp. Already active and need to level up? Step into the Real Estate Development Academy. You don't have to figure this out alone. We can teach you, we guide you, and we walk with you. So head over to katiekim.com and book a call with our team today, and let's figure out the best first or next step for you. You're not behind, you're not too late, and you're definitely not too early. You're right on time. Let's go.